Hi, for the second video that I'm making about Christmas in Copenhagen, I'm going to talk about the cookies, the smokhair that we have here that are very traditional around Christmas time, and some of the other sweet treats. I'm standing outside the bakery that I go to most mornings, and they've kindly agreed for me to come in and talk about the cookies that they have in there and show you a little bit of what they have on offer. And after that, I'm going to take you into the supermarket so you can see the same kind of things in the supermarket. But let's go into the bakery now. Okay, now we're in the bakery, and I've just double checked what all the biscuits are. I'm afraid the door's going to keep opening behind me. So first of all, you can buy a whole box of them, and you can select them and buy them by weight. And they have all the usual ones in here. So if we start at the top end there, and they're called yummyDanish. I'll swing down so you can see what they're actually called down here. And they're sort of like nutty, slightly Christmas spiced vanilla-y ones. And then we go further along, and these are ones that if you live in the UK, you might be familiar with seeing if you get like the Danish cookie box that you often see at Christmas. And they're just kind of like vanilla ones, and you can see they're sort of like little rounds. Then we've got these ones called kleiner, and they're fried cookies. So they're a little greasier than the others. All of these have got like tons and tons of butter in them. So, you know, not for the faint-hearted, but they are delicious. And they're kind of fried ones as well. And then brunkager, which are actually the ones that I like. They're sort of just a mixture of Christmas spices with some almonds in the top. And then the ones at the end are the peppernola. There again, I mean, all of these have got sort of a Christmas spice. So when I say Christmas spice, I'm talking about, you know, nutmeg, cinnamon, those sorts of things that, you know, we really associate with Christmas. And these little round ones, you'll often see those just in bowls on the counter if you go into just shops in general. So this is what you can get for Christmas cookies. Now these are, of course, handmade ones or you know, like freshly made ones here in the bakery, but you can buy cheaper bags of them in the supermarkets as well. And just as something else to look out for, these are called honey cakes. They're like little kind of soft cake crossed with biscuit type things, and they come in heart shapes, and they're covered in chocolate. And these are actually my favourite one that I have. Okay, now I've popped into the supermarket. It's the same one that I showed you in the previous video about Christmas decorations. And as you can see, I was talking about the red packaging. You can see the red packaging here. Now, you've got all the same cookies, the smokhair that we saw in the bakery. So you've got your peppernola up here, and then your kleiner. These are cream kleiner. They're obviously very exciting ones. And then further down, you've got all those other biscuits, the brunkager, etc. that I showed you. Now, of course, these are a lot cheaper than the ones in the bakery because they're mass-produced supermarket ones, but they're just as nice if you want to experience these biscuits and enjoy them. And also at the top up here, there's more of those honeycake, the honeyhjerts, the heart ones, and also what they call honey bombs with cream. So you can certainly get some nice selections here. So once you've taken these out of their packets, you can pop to somewhere like Søstrene Grene, which is, if you live in Denmark, you'll be familiar with it, but if not, it's kind of like a very posh, slightly more than a pound shop, but you know, it's a nice affordable shop, and it has really tasteful things. So you can go and buy yourself a pretty tin from there, and they sell them this time of year simply for people to do this. You know, you buy these cookies, you put them in one of those nice tins, and that's a lovely gift to give somebody if you're going to their house over the Christmas period. Now on to chocolates. Who doesn't love chocolates? Now in Denmark, we also love chocolates. So you'll see a lot of things that you will recognise here. Some of these are German, I can see. Different Christmas themed chocolates. Plenty of chocolates all the way along here. Liqueurs, Christmas mix, snowballs. These here are called the confects. I'm never sure how to say it, but a lot of people make these themselves. So you can buy marzipan in sort of a roll, and you can make little marzipan sweets. It's often a nice thing that families can do together, make those and then obviously share them with friends and family afterwards. So you are pretty well equipped with chocolates here. We have a Danish brand called Anton Berg. There's Anton Berg with chocolate liqueurs, which I love, the chocolate liqueurs from Anton Berg. And their catchphrase is Anton Berg, you can never be too generous, and I would quite agree. And here's the marzipan. So you can buy these big kind of blocks of marzipan here. In England, we would tend to use marzipan on our Christmas cakes underneath the icing. But here you can buy this. You can also buy blocks of nougat and chocolate and all different things. And you can put these all together and make them into little sweets and things at home. This is basically showing you what you can buy, what's available in the supermarket. And the second part of this video, I'm just going to show you a few things once I get back home in some of the sort of the Danish cookbooks that I've accumulated over the years. Trine Hahnemann is a particular favourite of mine with her Christmas cookbooks. But I'll take you home in a minute and I'll show you some of those recipes that we have there. So I'm back home now. It's really dismal and chilly and cold outside, but so I'm glad to be indoors. But I hope you enjoyed seeing the cookies they had in the bakery and also the ones in the supermarket, and what an important part of the celebration of Christmas they are. But I did mention that I have some cookery books that I've gathered over the years that I find really, really useful in finding out about traditional foods here, even if I don't always cook them from the books. Now, I showed you the marzipan and the nougat that you could use to make your own sweets, and the book, this book is called Scandinavian Christmas, and it's by Trine Hahnemann. Now, she's sort of like the Delia Smith of Danish cookery. You may possibly remember having seen her on the Great British Bake Off on BBC a couple of years back. She came and talked to them about cakes in Denmark and the role that they have. She's often published in, I think in the Telegraph, but certainly I'll find it and put some links below. And she has these great cookbooks, and I know that they're all translated into English, so they're easy to get hold of. But this one shows you how to make those sweets that I talked about. So she says that you need to buy the soft marzipan and the soft nougat because you're going to need to roll it out. So basically you're just rolling it out and making little layered sweets that you can cut into diamond shapes or squares or different shapes like that. And they're a lot like licorice all sorts, you know, the kind of the layered things that you can get. And you can make them at home, and they're lovely to have on the table if you have people coming over during the Christmas period, and to sit together also and make them. I mean, there's nothing nicer than making something together and then enjoying it afterwards with a nice cup of coffee or tea and a hot chocolate and a little bit of Christmas hygge there. So they're really nice. They're in this book as well. And the other thing, she has all of the recipes for all of those cookies that I showed you, or I've jumped too far ahead, all those cookies that I showed you in the supermarket. So if you feel inclined to do your own baking, this cookbook is the one you need to get. It has all of those recipes in there. Really, really lovely things. So that's a book that I would recommend buying. You can get it, I'm sure, in most good bookshops. Like I say, I think it has a new cover on it. I think it's kind of been rebranded a little bit to fit in with the other books that she has out. So that's a little glimpse into the things that we will eat on the run up to Christmas. Now, I'm hoping to do plenty more of these videos, showing you Tivoli, of course, some of the Christmas lights, some of the other food that we eat, a bit of how Christmas is celebrated here. So do subscribe and you won't miss any of the forthcoming videos. And as I said at the beginning of the first video, this is to accompany an ebook that I have available for free about Christmas and New Year in Copenhagen and Denmark. So check out the link down below, as they say, and you can get hold of that for free. Now, hopefully next time you see me sitting at this table, Halloween will be gone and some Christmas decorations will be up. But you can see behind me the candle that I made in the previous video. And it is actually burning down properly. Let me reach around and grab it without catching fire to myself. Here we go. We are, I believe, on day 6 of Advent, and I've burnt down sufficient that we might actually get there. I won't be burning this into the new year to get to the bottom. So hope you enjoyed this. Hope you're keeping warm and getting into the Christmas spirit wherever you are, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.